And the problem with this is you've now associated the brand with some foolishness. And we already know that Chick-fil-A is a Christian business. Now, even if it's not a Christian business, a company might not want their brand being associated with ghetto hood rat nonsense.
They don't. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be that they're Christian, which I do think that the majority of people that work for Chick-fil-A, corporate at least, espouse some type of Christian foundation. I got you. We're not here to argue that point.
Just from a visual standpoint, taking a step back from how this trend is classless, the bodies aren't bodying, okay? The bodies are not bodying to even be doing this trend, but they're doing.
Sandra said the bodies are not bodying. What does that mean, Sandra? Shout out to Sandra Faye. Hey, grace and peace, everybody. We're back. We're going to look at a young lady, great content creator, Sandra Faye. She did a great explanation, breakdown of this whole Chick-fil-A fiasco, the 8 employees doing this dumb TikTok dance and getting fired. I just want to talk about it, add a little bit of context to it. So shout out to her. The link will be down in the description. Shout out to Sandra. Let's go. What you got to say, Sandra?
Fired.
Real quick, 8 Chick-fil-A workers got fired over a TikTok dance. Y'all think that's fair? Okay, let's keep going. My Chick-fil-A is better than yours, is what's said right there on the screen.
We got fired. Every single last one of us got fired.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. You can support uncensored conversations via Cashapp or buying your girl a coffee. Hey y'all, I just wanted to pop in here and briefly have a conversation about this incessant need to film yourself at your place of employment behaving a damn fool. For some reason, people feel the need to ghetto it up, hoochie mama it up, be absolute degenerates at their place of employment.
Let me also add, part of the whole reason that this came out and the reason that these people got fired, and rightly so, is because they're doing it at Chick-fil-A. Most people, whether you like it or not, they look at Chick-fil-A as a standard as it relates to customer service, a standard as it relates to training, a standard as it relates to behavior. So this kind of right here takes you back, because I guarantee you, if this had happened at Popeyes, nobody would probably even have known. They might have got the food done faster, right? So part of the whole shtick was that they were at Chick-fil-A doing it. Because you kind of expect this ghetto behavior at a McDonald's. You expect this at Popeyes. You don't expect anything better from Taco Bell. But Chick-fil-A was not supposed to behave like this. That's part of the reason. But let's go.
Brings me to this story where you have these 8 Chick-fil-A workers, and they're doing this young ho trend where you bounce your titties, or, for the guy, your chitties, or you bounce them to the beat of a song. And it's supposed to be like part of this whole young ho thing. The young ho trend is multi-layered. You have the, I don't give a damn about my belongings, so I tear all my stuff up and I'm careless. And then you also have this part of the trend where you just like stand there and you bounce your titties or your chitties around. You have these employees, they engaged in this trend while in the uniform, while on the premises. If they had done this trend off the clock in their own clothes, not associated with Chick-fil-A, and they got fired, then I might have a little bit more sympathy or empathy for the workers, even though I do think this trend is very classless and tasteless. Absolutely. I don't think that it is grounds for you to get fired if you're doing it in your own home, if you're doing it off of company property and not in any way connecting the company to your miscreant behavior. However, that's not at all.
See, that's the whole reason they were doing it, is because it was to attach Chick-fil-A to this behavior. It wasn't meant to do anything else. Again, they wouldn't be doing it. We would not be having this conversation if this had happened at Popeyes. If Popeyes would be like, make this happen. Wendy's, make it happen. Chick-fil-A is supposed to be above the hoi polloi. That's the thing.
what happened here. They are on the clock in the Chick-fil-A, in the Chick-fil-A uniform, dancing this way. And the problem with this is you've now associated the brand with some foolishness. And we already know that Chick-fil-A is a Christian business. Now, even if it's not a Christian business, a company might not want their brand being associated with ghetto hood rat nonsense.
They don't. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be that they're Christian, which I do think that the majority of people that work for Chick-fil-A, corporate at least, espouse some type of Christian foundation. I got you. We're not here to argue that point. I think we can all understand that if this was at Enterprise probably wouldn't want this behavior. You wouldn't want this to be your TSA agent doing this on the clock where y'all are waiting in line. So I think we all can understand that there's a standard that we expect from certain areas, and Chick-fil-A is no different. They hold themselves to the standard. I guess the better question is, why do you not want Chick-fil-A to hold itself and its employees to a standard so you can get your meal quicker and faster and not have to come back and talk about they didn't give you something or they did it wrong? Like, why do you not want them to behave like that? Why do you want them to behave like what these young ladies are doing right here? Why do you want that? That's the much better question.
They might not want their brand associated with over-sexualization because, I mean, look at what they're doing. Clearly, this is something that is sexualized. Honestly, just from a visual standpoint, taking a step back from how this trend is classless, the bodies aren't bodying, okay? The bodies are not bodying to even be doing this trend, but they're doing.
Sandra said the bodies are not bodying. What does that mean, Sandra? Shout out to Sandra Faye. She said I got to back that up. The bodies are not bodying.
The bodies aren't bodying, okay? The bodies are not bodying to even be doing this trend, but they're doing it anyways. It looks sloppy. It looks absolutely sloppy. And if I were a brand owner, I would not want my brand associated with this level of sloppy behavior. So yes, the company had every right to fire them because you're making the company look bad. What kind of riffraff do you have making our food? What kind of riffraff do you have behind that counter? I don't understand the need to engage in this behavior on the clock, in the uniform, at the Chick-fil-A. Like, what do you expect to happen? Do you think they're going to just promote you? Do you think they're going to see, hey, you gave us free promotion? No, they're going to be upset because now you've associated their business with some foolishness. You've associated their business with some ratchetness. So these employees, they deserve to get their job yanked. Absolutely. Yeah. But see, this whole concept of filming yourself at work, it extends beyond just these broads and that one dude shaking what they don't have or too much of. It goes beyond just that because you also had.
Okay, so shout out to Sandra. I really do appreciate her because she really hit the nail on the head. And I want to hear what y'all think about it.
It's not enough that we have the fast food workers shaking their tail for the views, but we also have doctors who are supposed to be respected individuals engaging in that very same behavior while endangering the lives of the people on their operating table. But y'all, I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. How do you feel about this whole video? Do you agree with me where it's like, yeah, stop doing this? When you go to work, focus on that job. Don't ghetto up the workplace with this foolishness. Focus on the job that you are being paid to do, and then do this in your free time, off the clock, out of the uniform. Or do you disagree with me where it's like, they're just having fun, and why don't you just let them have fun? Sandra, you're no fun. Y'all kill me with that. Oh my God, it's just fun. I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. If you like the video, like the video. The more you interact with it, the more it gets pushed out to the algorithm. Also, hype the video if that function is available. If you're feeling a little extra generous, the link is in the description to buy your girl a coffee. Thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all with the next one. Deuces.
All right, shout out to Sandra. I appreciate her. Great content creator. Again, the link will be down in the description. Do you agree with her? Or do you agree with me that, hey, you know what? Work should be off limits from some of the shenanigans and the hijinks. I'm there to perform a task that they're hiring me to do. And again, like your TikTok, your Instagram, your social media career, unless that's part of your job, is not a part of what they hired you to do. So therefore, that needs to be left alone. That needs to be left on pause until further notice, or at least you get off the clock and take off your uniform. What do y'all think? Comment down below. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and helping us get just that much closer to hitting 100,000 subscribers before the end of April. I'm looking forward to celebrating with y'all. So until then, everybody, grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.